Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest. January, how I love thee. Now, if I was a poet, I probably would lead off all my videos with some poetry, but I am not a poet. I did not know it, and I will not punish you with any of my really bad poetry. Now, there is a bit of element to truth what I said. Even though I'm not in love with or love January, I do enjoy this month quite a bit. In fact, it is one of my favorite months of the year because it is quarter reporting season. Many companies on the ASX, typically small cap companies that struggle to be operating cash flow and free cash flow positive, have to release their quarterly cash flow report. Now, usually I wait for the first company to release their report and then I reward that company with a standalone video. Usually, most of the time, maybe not most, but a lot of the time, a company called Quest Communications is the first company to release their Appendix 4C, and I just ignore it. Now, there are reasons why I ignore this company, and this company did release their Appendix 4C for the December quarter at 4:44 p.m. alongside their monthly cash flow report. So not only does this company release a quarterly cash flow report, they also release a monthly cash flow report. Not many companies actually do that. This might be one of the only companies that actually also releases a monthly cash flow report. So I thought, why not do a video on this company? Why not reward this company with a standalone video, even though I have been completely resistant in the past, and why I've been resistant will become apparent during the rest of this video. Now, disappointingly, this is not, Quest Communications is not the first company to release their Appendix 4C. Another company, and I've already recorded a video on this company, called OneView Healthcare, released their Appendix 4C on the 2nd of January. And I've already talked about that in that particular video. And I did not realize OneView Healthcare released their Appendix 4C until I had to make sure that Quest Communications was the first company to release their Appendix 4C. So why have I been hesitant about doing a video on this company in the past when they have been typically, not always, but a lot of time, the first company to release their Appendix 4C for the quarter? Well, let's just have a go and look at their website. And this should become quite clear what I think about this company. This is probably the worst, probably the worst ASX company homepage website I have ever seen. Now, saying that, they do have a couple of bits of information here that is actually quite relevant in understanding this company a little bit more. And I have to zoom in because here we go. So we know the TIG code, QUE. On the right-hand side, they have announcements and financial reports. On the left-hand side, about us. Let's click on about us, see if they've got any information on there. No, well, yeah, okay. Let's just go back. So on this homepage of their website, they talk about they have been listed on the ASX since 1998. So this company has been a listed company for 25 years, yet the website is like this. It also mentions here that Quest has a controlling interest, 58.9% in ASX listed investment company Orion Equities, ticker code OEQ, another company I've never heard of. Maybe I should have a quick look at that because how Orion Equities goes controls really the fate of Quest if they have a controlling interest in that particular company. So now we know sort of what this company does. They're sort of like a listed investment company or an asset management company, something like that. So let's have a look at the most recent Appendix 4C. See if we can find any other information on this company. So they have a business activities down the bottom here. So the business activities of Quest during the current quarter relates to the management of its assets. And it seems like they have two assets. This controlling interest in, what was it called again? Orion Equities, 58.9% or 9.4 million shares. They also own some shares in another company called Bentley Capital, BELT code, 1.225 million shares or 1.61% of Bell's issued ordinary share capital. Now, this is a listed investment company. Actually, they actually said it here. Orion is a listed investment company. So this is not Quest. This is Orion. So for some reason, Quest owns 58.9% of a listed investment company. So I'll just call Quest an asset management right now. Market value of their two assets equates to $8.8 thousand, not even $1 million. So what's the markup of this company? Quest Communications has a markup of 1.2 million. Now, in terms of market cap size, this is one of the smallest companies on the ASX within 2,376, smallest company on the ASX out of 2,398. So we're talking about one of the smallest, if not the smallest company on the ASX. And you can see that asset, the value of their assets right now, or at the end of the quarter, stood at $705,000. At least they have some assets. So this company is not worth zero. It's at least worth $705,000. I suppose that's something going for this company. It's interesting. Orion's market, that's not interesting. It's a different company. Ryan's market announcements may be viewed from the ASX website. So let's have a look at OEQ. How much is this company valued at? So Ryan Equities is valued at 2.74 million. So if you halve that, Quest should be at least valued at 1.37 million. So maybe there is some value with Quest compared to Orion Equities. This is also one of the smallest companies on the ASX. And the other company this Quest has a bit of an interest in is Bentley Capital. Let's see the size of Bentley Capital. Now, Bentley Capital is a little bit of a bigger company, has a market cap of $3 million, yet is still one of the smallest companies on the ASX. Do we have to go any further? Yes, we do. Let's have a look at the Appendix 4C for this company, the cash flow report. So it's really interesting. They have here current quarter, year to date, but they also have a company and a consolidated. Consolidated is, I think, to do with, the company currently has a 9.86% interest in ASX listed investment company Orion Equities Limited. OEQ is a controlled entity of the company under the accounting standards. Therefore, the consolidated columns in this monthly cash flow report, it's a quarterly cash flow report, takes into account the cash flows of the company and its controlled entity, including OEQ. So just by looking at this particular cash flows from operating activities, you can see why I always ignore this company when they are the first to release their Appendix 4C. Very little cash flow. In fact, in the consolidated section, only $3,000 of cash flow for the quarter and $6,000 of cash flow for the year to date. So very little cash flow. Now, they're not burning through a lot of cash. Only $66,000 of staff costs, $12,000 of administration costs, $3,000 of interest and other costs, costs of finance paid. Recovery of staff costs under shared office arrangements, $75,000, and that's why they only burned. The company only burned $6,000 in this particular quarter. So it seems like they're getting some money via rent or something. Who knows? Do I have to go any further? Probably not. All the other sections are going to be absolutely nothing here. Repros, they are borrowing money. Well, that's a bit concerning. And then look at the borrowing section, Section 7. They do have $201,000 of loans and $24,000 of unused financing facilities. So I have zero interest in this company. And if we have a look at the chart, actually, let's have a look at Quest Communication, trade history. Okay, so this is the trade history of the company going back 1 year. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 trading days in the past year. And in fact, the majority of these trading days have been since the 1st of November. So in the first 10 months of 2023, there are only 3 days shares in this company were traded. This is another reason why I have zero interest in this company. And if you just have a look at the trade depth, so there's 3 buyers who for some reason want to buy shares in this company, 2 sellers, for obvious reason, want to sell shares. But look at the gap between the first buyer and the first seller. So someone wants to buy shares at 3 cents, and the first seller wants to sell shares at 8 cents. And not only that, if we go back to trade history, we can see at times the share price is quite volatile, because if you want to take a position in this company, you might have to increase the share price by 33% or 29%. Let's go to OEQ. So maybe this company shares are more traded. Whoa, geez. Okay, maybe not, because on the 3rd of 1st, shares in this company increased, or share price increased 164.7% from 6.8 cents to 18 cents. Were there any announcements released on the 3rd of 1st? Okay, there was. SRK proposed investment of Paul's East Iron project. So obviously that had some positive effect on this company. Now, let's have a look at the NT backing for Orion Equities. So we have to actually understand Orion Equities to understand Quest. I'm not sure why I'm going this in depth to this country, because why? Okay, so Orion Equities, which is important to Quest, has a stake in Bentley Capital Limited, again, that company, and also a fairly big stake in Strike Resources Limited, ticker SRK. Now, SRK is a much bigger company. It's been in the news lately because of acquisitions. So the market cap of this company is 14.2 million. And I think this was a pro investment. Yeah. So it looks like maybe the market was getting a little bit excited. And when I say a little bit, just a little bit, in regards to this particular announcement, proposed divestment of Porcine's East Iron Ore project from Strike Resources. I think it's Strike Energy I'm thinking of. Strike Energy, which there's been a fair bit of interest in this company, Strike Energy. So a completely different company. This company has a market cap of 1.4 billion. This other company, Strike Resources, is a much smaller company and is completely different from Strike Energy. I'm not sure why I'm delving any deeper. Should we have a look at Bell Capital? Let's have a look at Bell Capital. Is it Bell? Bell. Bentley. So NTA Backing, both companies have released the NTA Backing on the 10th of October alongside Quest Communications, which is interesting. Fairly similar announcements. This company has an investment in Strike Resources, and most of the investment is in Strike Resources. They also have an investment in Yowie Group and a Lithium Energy. But again, most of their investment is in Strike Resources. So even though there's three different companies, Quest, Bentley, whatever it's called, and what's the other one? Orion, they all have similar investments. Strike Resources, Orion, and Quest have investments in Bentley. So it seems like they're all connected, interconnected somehow. Wouldn't it be surprising to see a chairman or a director on all three boards? But I'm not going to go that much into depth around these companies because there's no reason to even think about taking or buying any shares in either of these companies. I'm just going to have a look at the trade history of Bentley. Last time shares in this particular company were traded was the 15th of September 2023. 15th of September 2023. Maybe they are in suspension. Yeah, they're in suspension for some reason. Trading halt, and they've been in suspension since 15th of September. Why? Reasons for the trading halt pending the release of a market announcement in relation to the company's activities. Okay, so I'm going to stop it here. There's no reason to go any further in regards to these three companies or entities on the ASX. Three of the smallest companies on the ASX seem to be all interconnected. They're all really small, very rarely traded on the ASX. No reason to get excited about these companies at all. And more than likely, this is the last time I will do a video on Quest Communications. I don't know why they got communications in there. Bentley Capital and Orion Capital. So last time I do a video on all three of these companies. So if you do have any questions, if you are a shareholder of this company, I doubt there's anyone listening to this or watching this video who will be a shareholder. But if you are, I'd love to hear your opinion and why are you a shareholder of any of these three entities. And the last thing I should say is I am not a financial advisor. If you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.